Hello guys and welcome back to another Paint.net tutorial. Now evidently you guys really liked the previous two tutorials and have been requesting for me to do another one and many more after that, so here I go in doing another one. Today I'm going to be showing you some lettering techniques, I'm going to be showing you how to animate, and I'm going to be fulfilling a request from a user. So let's begin. First of all, I'm going to show you some lettering techniques and how to make letters look more cool and the centre of attention. Right, so if we, for example, set the colour of the letter to blue and write yakobelt, not yakobelly, in the middle, set it to a nice large font size. There you go. Oh god, that's a bit too big, isn't it? Okay, let's do that. Right, now, you can actually make your letter have a border around it, and you have to go to Effects to do this, and you have to go to the Photo tab and go to Glow. Now, as you can see, that doesn't look very nice, so you have to adjust your bars here and put your brightness down to -100 and your radius to 1. Click OK. Now we're going to have to repeat this several times. Now to do this quickly, you can actually click Ctrl F again and again. You can actually see all of the hotkeys to every function next to them. So for example, if I want to do auto level, I can just do Control Shift and L. But for this, I'm going to do Control F repeatedly. So let's do it once, twice, again, and there you go. You've got yourself a nice black border around your letters. Now, if you're not happy with your color, you can actually click on Hue/Saturation in your Adjustment tab, click it, and get your Hue bar, and just change the color around a little bit. And there you go, you got yourself the blue that you started with. Right, next up, I'm going to be showing you how to emboss letters so that they look more three-dimensional. So to begin with, let's write yakobelt once again. Maybe change the color to a nice green, or I don't know, an orange perhaps. So let's do that. Put it in the middle and go on the Effects tab once again and click on Glow in the Photo section. And now you have to adjust your radius of glow to a higher radius depending on how much you want your lettering to be embossed and how 3D you want it to look. So I'm just going to set it to 6, click OK. Now you have to go to Effects again, go on Stylize and click Relief. And there you go, you got a nice embossed sort of letter. And now if you go to the Magic Wand tool and set your tolerance to 50 and now highlight everything, all the blackness around your letter, and now click Delete, get all the blackness out, zoom in, you can get all this out if you're a perfectionist. And now there you go, you got your embossed letters. Right, next up I'm going to show you how to make neon letters. This is actually a viewer request from Mr. Sony Plays, so thanks for the request. I'm going to show you how to do it. So as you can see, I've got the Neon 80s font up, and if I just, I don't know, write neon letters in the center, there you go. And now you have to use the Effects tool once again. Now you have to go to Glow in the Photo section once again, and you have to set your brightness to maximum and your radius to about the middle, because that doesn't look very nice and that just looks a bit not very neonish. So now you got your neon letters, but to make it look even more sort of cool, you have to make another layer on top of this, put it to the bottom, copy your text, paste it to the layer below it, and sort of put it behind the letters. And there you go, you got your neon lettering. I hope you found that helpful, Mr. Sony Plays. Thank you for the request. And now, finally, I'm going to show you how to make a letter with drop shadow behind it. So let's select a font, some random font. Let's do Cooper Black. That's one of my old favourites. So let's set the font to a nice blue once again, and write, I don't know, drop shadow, in the sense of me showing you how to make drop shadows. So now we have to make a layer on top of this, send it behind the letter, highlight it, copy it, put it on the layer behind it, and now you have to go to Adjustments and go to Hue and Saturation. Now you have to select your hue back down to 0 and focus on your lightness. Now you have to bring your lightness down to minus 100 on your bottom layer. Now, as you can see, it's black behind it, but you can't see it at the moment, and that's because it's directly behind it. You have to use your move selected pixels tool to sort of drag it from behind, and there you go. You've got your drop shadow. Right, now for the final part of the tutorial. So this is going to be complicated, so you're going to have to pay close attention to this. I'm going to show you how to animate. You may have seen my animated cartoons on my channel. If you haven't, please check them out. And this is actually one of a request from a user, Tangozu6. Thanks for the request. And I'm going to show you how to animate today. So to animate, I use stop motion animation. Now this is where you put loads of images together to sort of manipulate your eyes into thinking that it actually moves, when actually it's just loads of pictures packed tightly together in a short frame of time. So let's get a picture of one of my marshmallows up. Okay, so this is my news host guy, Fred, Bradley Ford, sorry, not Fred. Now I'm gonna sort of get ready for the animation. So you have to set your first frame. I think I'm going to make this guy jump up and down, because that's probably one of the easiest things to do. So this is going to be your starting frame, so you have to save this. You should always save all your animation frames into the same folder so that it's easy to drag. So now I'm going to save it as frame 1 and save it as a PNG image. Now it's going to ask you to flatten it. Just click OK, because that's the only way it works. Okay, so now you have to zoom in and make your second frame of jumping. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to speed it up so that you guys won't have to sit through it. Okay, so this looks quite weird. I actually made a second frame of jumping. So now that you've got 2 frames, you have to save the second frame, save it as frame 2, save it as a PNG, flatten it, and there you go, you've got your second frame. Now you have to undo this to get it back to a paint.net format to be able to edit it, but that doesn't actually cancel out your save. So now, to show you how I actually do this, I'm going to go to Windows Live Movie Maker, which should be a default installation on your computer. Now I'm going to get the 2 frames up. So let's get the 2 frames up that we just made. So as you can see, if I just go forwards and backwards, it looks like he's kind of jumping up and down. But you actually need to make more frames to create that sort of solid sense of movement. So I'm just going to make all the frames and come back to you when I'm done. Okay, so now I actually added all the frames to the animation, and now it is ready for editing. Okay, so I imported all the frames into the animation, and as you can see, if we sort of scroll through all of these, it actually looks like Bradley Ford is jumping up and down. But now it's not ready yet to be edited and published and rendered. Now what we have to do is highlight all of them using the Select All tool, or Control A. I'm just going to use Control A, and now we have to set the duration of all these animations to 0.05. This is the magic number of animation, and this is how long all your movement frames should last. And there you go, it looks like he's jumping. But now we have to bring him down, and I'm sure you're thinking, now we have to make all the frames for bringing him down again, but we actually don't. We just need to copy all the frames, but reversed. So let me just copy all the frames but reversed, and there you go, and he's landed once again. And now if we highlight all of these, copy them and paste them again and again, it looks like he's actually jumping up and down. So there you go. Now this is very rough, and I just did this to show you how it actually works. You can actually make loads of complex animations and loads of complex movements and loads of layer work. It is very tedious and it does take very long. So let's go back to paint.net. There's my frame. So, thank you guys for watching this tutorial. That's the end of the tutorial with this episode. I'm going to make another episode in 2 weeks. These episodes are going to come out every 2 weeks, and I hope to sort of stick to my schedule all the time. Please write requests in the comment section, because I'm kind of running out of ideas to make into tutorials. So, thank you for watching.